Well guys, today we are definitely in for a treat. We are exploring the old sulfur mines here in Greece, specifically on the island of Milos. So this is a now abandoned / vacant sulfur mine that was on and off again producing sulfur extraction. And yeah, I believe it has not been in operation since like the early 1960s. So I will find some facts on this specific sulfur mine and the location, and then put that in the video description along with the video once we're finished filming here today. But quite a road to get in here. So yeah, if you are not necessarily an off-road enthusiast, I would definitely recommend parking up here at the top of the mountain. It's about a 10-minute drive off of pavement, I would say. Beautiful road coming in, it's all paved, and then about 10 minutes of gravel. But like I said, if you're not familiar with off-road driving, specifically driving on somewhat loose gravel, just park at the top and walk down. It's not that big of a deal. We did drive all the way down here to the bottom. That being said, I haven't gotten back up to the top yet, so I guess I will let you know if that does not happen. But no, it's definitely doable. On a quad, absolutely no problem. With a car, just park at the top, and yeah, you should be good. Hi. Yeah, so it has quite a history, this sulfur mine. Apparently working conditions were horrendous. The companies that came in here and operated here over the last few centuries, you know, they wouldn't pay their employees, and it was under different ownership for a period of time, and quite a bit of history. And apparently this entire valley behind me would be filled with like a yellow smoke when they were actually drilling the sulfur out of the mountain, and maybe part of the processing process, I'm not sure, but apparently it was just toxic fumes in the air that would just fill up this entire valley behind me. So working conditions were not ideal, but nonetheless, we will still check it out because it's cool to see all this old infrastructure. Like that up there. You can actually still smell it, which is kind of crazy. Look at all this old infrastructure. I'm actually going to walk up the hill here a minute. Let's go have a gander. You can actually still smell the sulfur in the air, which is crazy. Like I said, I believe it ran up until 1960 or 61. I will verify that here after I've completed this video. And yeah, you can still smell the sulfur in the air. It's unbelievable. And I think it was even under German rule back in the 1940s, if you can believe it. It's kind of crazy. This old winch here, guys. You can actually see the yellow on the rocks. I'm not sure how well that's going to show up on camera, but you can see the yellow dust here. Unreal. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to guess that this is an old mine shaft here. That was probably purposely filled in so that we can't access it now. But, yeah, I would say this is a must-see if you're on Milos, for sure. Looks like they had some kind of tram or trolley system to bring ore from the mine back down to the processing facility here. And that definitely goes up, I would say, a good 500 to 800 feet, actually. kind of eerie actually walking around here, to be honest with you. Yeah, there's this yellow hue everywhere. I mean, the dust must have been immense in here. Couldn't even imagine working in that. Oh, it's a really strong smell. I can't believe how strong the sulfur smell is here. Look at all this. Who knows what this was? A grinder? Unreal. Yeah, I mean, I see definitely, yeah, where they would have had electric motors and belts and pulleys here for sure. So I'm not sure if this is like a shaker box or a grinder or what. It's actually kind of crazy, guys. This is definitely one of those situations where enter at your own risk because everything is slowly collapsing. I mean, it must be a very corrosive material because all this steel is rusted out here. Unbelievable. Try to capture a few cool pictures on my phone here as well. Wow, look at that. Old hopper bins. Look at all this crumbling infrastructure here. Jesus, that's unreal. There's tanks buried in the ground. I don't even know what to say, actually. It's kind of crazy. Old carts. Big trench. Crazy. I really wouldn't recommend crawling up the mountain here at all. A lot of this looks like it's ready to fall off, so be very aware of where you place your feet here. These cobblestones are actually quite loose. Almost looks like drill stems here. Hey, kind of crazy actually. Super cool, dude. I don't know, it's crazy. You can see where they had like drills and stuff set up in there, like the processing plant.
Do you not feel it a little bit on your eyes?
Yeah, I mean, you can really smell it in the air, which is crazy actually. That's the crazy part to me. Wow. This was definitely worth checking out though. I mean, this whole place won't be here much longer. You know, another 10 years, I don't think there's gonna be a whole lot of structure left before this whole thing collapses. Like, look at these boilers in here, dude. Yeah, these look like big boilers, steam vats. I would imagine they processed the sulfur here, turned it into a powder before they shipped it off to wherever it was gonna go. But like, look how corrosive this material is. That's a super cool shot. Well, and judging by what I can smell so much sulfur here. Look at the yellow. Like you can see the yellow on the ground. I wonder how much of that's leaching into the ocean still. Hey? Some kind of grinders, I would imagine. I would imagine this is some kind of grinder. Yeah, there's belts here, so obviously this entire base would rotate, so I'm guessing it's some kind of powder grinder, rock grinder, or something to actually produce powder. And from the sulfur, yeah. Yeah, look at these belts, just completely wore out. I mean, the belts are actually in okay shape for V-belts, but the steel, dude. It's a pretty cool area here. I definitely highly recommend checking this place out if you are in Milos Island. As I mentioned earlier in the video, if you're not comfortable driving off-road, then definitely park at the top and walk down. It's not a horrible walk, maybe 15-20 minutes. Otherwise, yeah, if you rent a quad, not a problem to get down there. But yeah, pretty cool. The sulfur mine was active in the late 19th century up until the 1960s, and then the mines were abandoned due to the decline in global sulfur demand and the rise of alternative mining methods and fuels such as petroleum, coal, etc. But yeah, the vibrant yellow and orange rocks, they're actually stained by the sulfur deposits, and you can really still smell and feel it in the air, even within your lungs. You almost choke on it. It's crazy. But yeah, the area is surrounded by dramatic cliffs, and then it also has a crystal clear beach, making it a pretty stunning contrast. And you could just imagine what it would have been like to mine here back in the old days. Apparently, this entire valley was just full of a plume of like yellow gray smoke that would never really leave the valley. So horrendous working conditions, but nonetheless still relatively well preserved, considering how corrosive that material is. And the reality is this whole facility will not be standing for many years longer. I don't think it'll go another decade. So anyways, let's go check out these outbuildings. I believe this was the residency, and they also have some power plants in here, I'm told. So let's go see if we can find it. I think we go a little ways. It looks pretty stable here. I think we go a little bit. This still seems pretty solid. Hey? Yeah, as long as you don't stand on like a roof. I bet you another 10 years and this place won't be standing again. Right? I can guarantee you in about another 10-20 years, these buildings will not be standing anymore. Everything is very fragile. In fact, to the point where let's hope we don't have a little mini earthquake while we're standing next to it, hey? Look at that. But we're here now, so we should check it out. Look, there's some old beds here, guys. Sketchy. There's some old bed frames in here. Look at this shot here. Check that out. It is kind of creepy. This entire wall is actually falling down here. I'm just gonna zip around the corner here. I see footprints, so. Look, there's an old stove in here, an old oven. Look at this, guys. An old bedroom. She is starting to crumble and fall down. A little sketchy, I will say. So, I wouldn't spend a lot of time in here, but definitely worth checking out. It looks like there's actually no stairway here, so we have to go back out the way we came in. And no stairs there either. So we are actually on the second floor, which is kind of crazy actually. It's kind of a cool shot. Wow. I'll meet you down at the bottom. Down to the bottom. Just right below here. These stairs seem okay. I don't think they're on the brink of collapse yet, so. Definitely a little sketchy. Some mattresses in here. I'm sure they used lead paint as well. And yeah, not much that way. There's Bailey freaking out that I shouldn't be walking in here. She's probably right. Up to the third level here. Some more rooms in here. Super sketchy. As long as you stay within the walls here, you'll be good. So we are currently on the third floor, guys. These look like they were all bedrooms. I won't be spending a lot of time here on the third floor because this thing does really look like a Jenga game that at any given time you move the wrong stone or a brick, she's falling down. So be very careful if you come in here. Look over here, we found another building. I feel like I'm destination adventure here. So cool though. Definitely worth checking out if you're on the island, I would say. I mean, it looks like a painting, right? From here. Once again, photos and videos just do not do this place justice. But you can really smell, taste, feel the sulfur in the air actually, which is crazy. Oh, it's a little tin roof. Looks like probably some kind of tool shed shop. I wonder what these little sub basins are for, if they had motors in there or a gearbox sitting in there or what. Some old electric motors here. Coils are still in there. The magnetos. Old motors. It'd be cool if you could find what kind of brand it was, like an old ball door or something. Yeah, these old tin roofs, these are good. Oh, check this out. Looks like a gear maybe to run like a big belt. And then they obviously had a furnace in here because there's a chimney going up top of the roof. But, very cool. But it really does showcase how corrosive this material was. Hey? Everything steel is just corroded. Hey, there's some old engines here, dude. Gets better and better. So this is an actual gearbox. some more pulley systems. So I wonder then if this was all just for processing. Look, this is an old lathe, guys. That's pretty cool. An old metal lathe here. Yeah, look at that. Crazy, actually. That's wild. There's some old engines in here. How killer is that? Maybe a generator? I'm guessing an old generator. This looks like an old 2-stroke engine right here in front of us. And then there's definitely an old diesel. Looks like an old 8-cylinder, an old straight 8. So that's very cool. And some cylinder of some kind here. Look at this engine, dude. Yeah, an old straight 8. I'm guessing that this was a generator. Look, another little diesel engine here as well. So this must have been the generation room. I'm just going to the other side quick. There's a wall here. Like an actual retaining wall. And a doorway. Hey, I will have to go that way, yeah. Yeah, it looks like there's actually like a subfloor in here, so, you know, we're not gonna walk out because we just don't know how deep that subfloor is. Let's get a nice angle of this old engine, guys, because that is super cool. And realistically, probably never to be seen again by us anyways. Hopefully by some of you if you travel through here. But yeah, I'm guessing this is definitely a power generation station here, but you can't see any tags anymore on this thing, so she is gone. Well, I would say that will probably wrap up our tour of the old abandoned sulfur mines here on Milos Island, Greece, unless I see something else super cool on the way out. So yeah, up to you guys. Full disclaimer, you have to decide what you deem as safe. So you decide if you want to drive down here or if you want to park at the top and walk. And I really wouldn't recommend walking around these buildings because obviously they are starting to crumble. So enter at your own risk. But that's what this video is for. You've seen it. So if you're scared to go inside, just watch this video. And yeah, that's a wrap. Very cool. No? It's crazy how deep this valley is here. Yeah. So that concludes my video, guys. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Probably one of the cooler places that we've checked out recently. Like I said, a little sketchy. If you want to walk inside the buildings, watch the video, and subscribe for more. Appreciate it. Cheers.